A lot of teams played yesterday, all but two actually, in their last action before All-Star Weekend. On top of that, there was not much news. Some things did come out about the Blazers not being done trading yet. You know, a bunch of little trade stuff, but nothing concrete. So let's just get into everything that went down. The Blazers had just engaged in a minor trade of Jusuf Nurkic for Mason Plumlee a couple of days ago, in a trade for the Blazers which signaled that they're ready to start rebuilding. And now more news came out that basically confirms that is the case, as it appears they have notified other GMs that everyone outside of CJ and Dame are available for that right price. Now they're not seeking a star player or anyone that can help their playoff push this year. What they want is salary cap relief and draft picks, which like I said was pretty clear after they traded Mason Plumlee, someone who is set to become a financial liability, for Nurkic and a draft pick. Rumors say that they're looking to move Allen Crabbe, Amino, basically anyone not named Damian and CJ McCollum, because you know they currently have the third highest payroll in the NBA, and for a team that isn't a contender or not even the A seed, that really just doesn't make sense. So expect them to acquire some more draft picks, even if those picks are like maybe 2018 or 2019 picks even, plus some lesser players for anyone on their roster. Keeping the theme going of possible trades, Lou Williams could see himself in a different jersey after the All-Star break. The Lakers really need to keep losing like they've been losing in order to keep their draft pick, seeing as to how it's only top 5 protected. And with the way Williams is playing this year, he might win them an extra couple of games. It could hurt their chances of them keeping the pick, which could basically make this one of the worst possible years for LA. I mean, it would basically make them Brooklyn for a year. Just bad for no reason. Williams is averaging just over 18 points per game this year for LA and is on a really cheap contract. So you know, he's a guy that could actually get the Lakers some pretty good return as well. A lot of teams could use a guy like him to come off the bench. Off the top of the head, I can think of Houston, Washington, Memphis, all of those teams in which I feel could really be interested in bringing in a veteran scorer off the bench to brace themselves for the playoffs. I'd just be really surprised if we still see him in a Lakers jersey in a week. The final news of the day comes in the form of Carmelo Anthony, except this time it's not drama. It's good news for Melo as he was named a reserve to the Eastern Conference All-Star team after Kevin Love was ruled out for the next 6 weeks. Kevin Love's teammate LeBron James was happy to hear about this, as it means he will no longer be the oldest player playing in the event. That makes me feel really old though. I remember back when these two played their first All-Star games, and now to think that they're the oldest players in the All-Star game. Time really does fly. That's about it for the news though. Now let's get into the games from last night. Have you ever heard the expression, they gave it their all? Well, that expression most certainly holds true, because apparently the Nuggets did give it their all against the Warriors a couple of nights ago, because they had absolutely nothing left to give against the Wolves last night. Against the Warriors, you know, they shot 60% from 3, and against the Wolves, it was 30% from 3, and your final score is 112-99. And you know, the Nuggets may not have had anything to give, but Andrew Wiggins was sure in a giving mood as he goes off for his second straight 40-point game. He had 41 against Cleveland, and now he scores 40 against Denver, including an attempted murder on Nikola Jokic. I swear this was at least the 4th or 5th person's career that Wiggins has tried to end this year alone. Karl Anthony Towns also with an extremely good game as he had 24 points and 19 rebounds. Nikola Jokic scores 15 points and grabbed 14 rebounds and had 4 blocks on the night, and Mason Plumlee had 11 points and 9 rebounds in his Denver debut. Jusuf Nurkic also made his debut yesterday for Portland, and good news, bad news. Good news is that he played well. Actually, he played better than anyone else on the Blazers last night. Bad news is that ain't good. He had 13 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 steals off the bench in 21 minutes, and the Jazz beat the Blazers 111-88. 22 points for Gordon Hayward as he is now set to make his first ever All-Star appearance. George Hill had 19 points, and Rudy Gobert had 13 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 blocks. A triple-double for Eric Bledsoe, and the Suns absolutely buried the LA Lakers 137-101. The Suns might not be the best or even close to the best defensive team, but they will scorch you on the offensive end if you let them. Like I said, Eric Bledsoe, who just might be the most underrated point guard in the NBA, had 25 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. And Devin Booker had 23 as well. For LA, once again, Lou Williams led the team in scoring off the bench, and if I were him, I'd be really frustrated. I mean, I'm going out there dropping 20 off the bench every night, and we're still taking L's. He had 21. A for effort last night for the Brooklyn Nets, but an L on the scoreboard, of course, for losing their 14th straight game, 129 to 125. Came up just a bit short of beating the Bucks. But when did Brook Lopez become Bill Russell except with an offensive game? He had 36 points and 8 blocks. I know I don't talk about Brook much, but he has been playing well. I will give him that. Giannis had a good game too though, with 33 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 steals, and a good sight for Bucks fans as Chris Middleton looked like Chris Middleton pre-injury as he has his best game since returning. He had 20 points and 7 assists in his 26 minutes off the bench, and Greg Monroe also had 25 off the bench from Milwaukee. A decisive third quarter got the Celtics the win over Philly last night to increase their win streak to 4 and snap Phillies at 3. Both teams scored 29 points in the first quarter, 32 points in the second quarter, 29 points in the fourth quarter, but like I said, it was that third quarter when Boston outscored Philly 26 to 18 and got them the 116 to 108 win. I'm sure you all know what I'm going to say next too. Isaiah Thomas led the way again for Boston. 33 points, 13 in the fourth quarter, yada yada yada. You get the picture. That was actually his 40th straight 20-point game though. That's insane. And that ties the Celtics record set by John Havlicek. Marcus Smart also had 21 points however, and 8 steals. Yo, I see you Marcus Smart trying to be John Wall out here with the steals. Rookie Dario Saric led Philly again with 20 points and 11 rebounds off the bench. The Raptors needed this one last night. Of course, still no Serge, which was to be expected. Raptors fans will have to wait to see him play till after the All-Star break. But they were up against the Charlotte Hornets, and the only people the Hornets have been able to beat as of late are the Nets. 90 to 85 is your final score. Kyle Lowry with 21 points in the Raptors small ball lineup of Lowry, Powell, DeRozan, Carroll, and Valanciunas. Powell also had 17 points in extended minutes, and DeRozan, very uncharacteristically, only had 10 points. But anytime you can get a win when he plays like that is a good day. Kemba Walker had 24 points and 9 assists for Charlotte, and Frank Kaminsky had 27. The Cleveland Cavaliers defeated the Indiana Pacers last night 113 to 104. LeBron James with 31 points, Kyrie Irving with 26 points and 7 assists, and he and Kyle Korver went ballistic from beyond the arc late in the fourth to sink the Pacers' chances of winning. I believe they hit what was like 4 threes in the final 3 minutes or something like that. Speaking of Korver, he dunked for the first time as a Cavalier last night, and he felt pretty good about it after the game as he said he just needs to do it once a year to know that he can still get up there. He finished with 22 points, hitting 6 threes off the bench. Their first game without Ibaka did not go well at all, even though I highly doubt Ibaka would have made too much of a difference for Orlando last night as they got humiliated by the San Antonio Spurs on their home court, 107 to 79. Kawhi Leonard's streak of 30-point games comes to an end as he scores 22. LaMarcus Aldridge was the high man for San Antonio with 23 points last night. No upset win over the Warriors for the Kings last night, 109 to 86 is the final score. And Stephen Curry really hasn't played well since these two teams' last meeting when he missed those potential game-winning layups. He only had 13 points on 4 of 14 shooting, but hey, that's okay. When you have teammates like Klay and Kevin Durant, you can afford to have those type of nights. Klay went off for 35 points, hitting 7 of his 12 3-point attempts, and Kevin Durant had 21 points, 7 rebounds, 7 assists, and 4 blocks. Matt Barnes, of all people, led Sacramento off the bench with 15 points and 14 rebounds. Russell Westbrook with triple-double number 27, and it got the Thunder win number 32 on the year, 116 to 105 over the New York Knicks. 38 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists for Westbrook, and Oladipo also had 21 points. After being named an All-Star in the absence of Kevin Love, Carmelo Anthony scored 30, and Derrick Rose had 25 points and 7 assists. The Detroit Pistons held on for dear life to a lead that they had built for themselves in the first half against the Mavericks as they almost blew a 27-point halftime lead. 98 to 91 is the final score. 22 points for Reggie Jackson in his first 20-point game in what seems like a very, very long time. You know, anytime you have a scoring point guard that struggles to score, that is not a good thing. John Lure also had 20 on the night, and KCP chipped in 16. Dirk Nowitzki led Dallas with 24 points. James Harden's 15th triple-double was in vain, as it just wasn't enough to get the Rockets to win over the Heat last night. Harden had 38 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists for Houston. But like I said, they will fall to Miami 117-109. Hassan Whiteside responded to Carmelo Anthony being selected as an All-Star reserve starter by dropping 23 points, grabbing 14 rebounds, and swatting 5 shots. Dion Waiters continues his tear as well with 23 points and 7 assists, and Dragic has 21 for the Heat's new big three, it seems. Vince Carter moves up to number 23 on the NBA all-time scoring list last night after passing Allen Iverson at the prime ripe age of 40. You know, maybe he plans on playing till 60 so he can be number 1. But the Pelicans beat the Grizzlies 95-91, led by Solomon Hill in his 23 points. Jrue Holiday had 17 points, 7 rebounds, and 7 assists, and Anthony Davis with a modest 18 points on a bad night. I told y'all the Hawks are strange to me. You know, they either win or they lose by a lot. There is no such thing as a close loss for them, it seems. 99-84 is the final score as they fall to the Clippers in what was kind of a blag game, I'm gonna be honest. Blake Griffin still leading LA in Chris Paul's absence. You know, he had 17 points and 9 assists. But other than that, I mean, JJ Redick scored 15. I wouldn't say either of these teams played really well, it's just the Clippers didn't play as bad as the Hawks did. But that about wraps up all the action for the day 114 recap of the 2016-2017 NBA season, and now it's time to get into the player of the day. Yesterday you guys selected DeMarcus Cousins and his 40 points, 12 rebounds, and 8 assists as the player of the day, and here are today's nominees. There were a lot to choose from, so it was kind of hard for me to choose, but here they are anyways. Andrew Wiggins in his second consecutive 40-point game. Karl Anthony Towns in his near 2020 game of 24 points and 19 rebounds. Russell Westbrook in his 27th triple-double of 38 points, 14 rebounds, and 12 assists. Or Eric Bledsoe with a triple-double of his own with 25 points, 13 assists, and 10 rebounds. You guys can go vote for the player of the day right now. The link to the poll will be in the description box below. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Leave a like in it if you did, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the buckets, Team SDC, and I'm out of here. Peace.